In my previous video, I have started with the very first chapter of your Beehive book. The name of the story is The Fun They Had. In my last class, I explained you that there is a girl named Margie whose friend Tommy has found a real book from the attic of his house. About that book, she has heard from her grandfather's grandfather when he was a little boy. At that time, in their school, all the books were printed on the pages, and in those books, the words were still, they were not moving. And after reading further, Tommy told to Margie that book is about a school. When she heard about the school, then she was very much surprised or astonished because she hates school. Why she was hating school? Actually, the problem is that she was not performing very good in geography, and she was giving worse and worse. Whenever mechanical teacher was asking question to her, she was not performing well, and that has made her to hate the school the most. And that problem was sorted out of Margie when Margie's mother called to county inspector to rebuild Margie's mechanical teacher. When he came, then he found the problem and rebuilt Margie's mechanical teacher. And he told about the problem of Margie's mechanical teacher, that Margie's mechanical teacher geography sector was too quick. That's why she was not performing. Now it's okay, there will be no problem. As for the Margie's performance is concerned, her performance is quite satisfactory. She is doing well. Now I have adjusted the geography sector according to her age. It means now it is about 10 to 11 years, as she is 11 years old girl. Then they read further. And what they have read? Now let's continue. Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes because it's not our kind. Because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds of years ago. He had it loftily, pronouncing the word carefully. Centuries ago. Tommy told about that book and said to Margie that books of hundreds years ago. It means this book of a century ago. Margie was hurt. Well, I don't know what kind of a school they had all that time ago. She read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, anyway, they had a teacher. Margie was not very much comfortable with that book, but she has read that book. And then she came to know that at that time children were taught by teachers. Sure, they had a teacher, but it was not a regular teacher, it was a man. But Tommy explained to Margie, yes, sure, they were taught by teachers, but they were not regular teachers, they were man. A man? How could a man be a teacher? Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. Tommy explained to Margie, a man was a teacher, and they were teaching them and just giving them homework and asking questions after completing their lesson. A man isn't smart enough. Sure, he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. Margie was not sure how a man can be smart enough or intelligent enough or capable enough to teach someone. But Tommy gave an assurance. Yes, a man can be. My father is as intelligent, as wise as my teacher. He knows almost as much. I betcha. I betcha means I can bet. My father knows as much as my teacher. Margie was not prepared to dispute that. She said, I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me. Margie said further that I will never like any strange person, any unknown person come to my house to teach me. Tommy screamed with laughter. You don't know much, Margie. The teacher didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. Then Margie was explained by Tommy, the teachers are not going to any house to teach them. They are having a special building where all the students go and taught by a human teacher. And all the kids learned the same thing, sure, if they were the same age. And if the children of the same age, it has to be confirmed and sure that all the children of the same age are sitting in the same classroom and taught the same thing by human teacher. And all the children were taught by the teacher same thing at the same time. But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently. But Margie said further, but my moms always say that teacher has to fit or adjust himself according to the mind of each children, because each children are having different mindset. Just the same, they did not do it that way. Then if you don't like it, you don't have to read the book. Then Tommy said, if you're not liking this book, then there is no need to read it further. I didn't say I didn't like it. Margie said quickly. Margie has said quickly, no, I don't mean so that I didn't like this book. I didn't say I didn't like it, Margie said quickly. She wanted to read about those funny schools. They were not even half finished when Margie's mother called, Margie, school. They were in the middle of the story. They have not finished even the half story. And then Margie's mother came and said, Margie, it's your school time. Margie looked up. Not yet, Mama. Margie looked at her Mama and said, no, not yet. I am not willing to read or study now. Now, said Mrs. Jones, and it's probably time for Tommy too. But her Mama said, no, now only. I think this is the time for Tommy too. Margie said to Tommy, can I read the book some more with you after school? Margie was willing to read some more that book. That's why she asked to Tommy, can we continue or read this book more after our school? Maybe, he said nonchalantly. He walked away whistling, the dusty old book tucked beneath his arm. Tommy said carelessly, yes, we can. And after keeping that book beneath his arm, Margie went into the schoolroom. It was right next to her bedroom. And the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. It was always on at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday. Margie teacher's classroom next to her bedroom. She went inside to her classroom where mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her, as it always on at regular hours except Saturday and Sunday. Because her mother said little girls learn better if they learn at regular hours. And it always starts at a regular hours because it is the belief of Margie's mother that little girl learns better if they are studying at regular hours at a fixed time at a certain time. As you all are studying at a certain time, your school start at a certain time and your classes are also start at a certain time and having certain duration. We're keeping it so that you learn better. The screen was lit up and it said, today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fraction. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot. The screen was lit up and on, and it was saying today's class is of arithmetic and today's lesson is addition of proper fraction. And it was also said by a mechanical teacher, please keep your yesterday homework in the proper slot. Margie did so with a sigh means a deep breath. Margie did whatever was said by mechanical teacher. It means she did addition of proper fraction and keep her yesterday homework in that slot. She was thinking about the old schools they had when her grandfather was a little boy. While doing her study, she was thinking about those old schools about where her grandfather's grandfather was studying and what kind of fun they were having. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came laughing and shouting and in the schoolyard, sitting together in the schoolroom, going home together at the end of the day. They learn the same things so they could help one another with the homework and talk about it. All the kids, she was thinking that at that time, in earlier time, in centuries ago, when the children were getting a chance, and all the school of her neighborhood, all the children of neighborhood were going to the same school and sitting in the same classroom and studying the same thing, and they are helping to each other and they're laughing and playing together in the schoolyard or school playground. What the fun they were having, and how they were helping to each other for doing their homework. And the teacher were people. The mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen when we add fraction. And at that time, children were taught by human beings, a man teacher, and the mechanical teacher was flashing on the screen when we add fraction. Margie was thinking about how the kids must have loved it in the old days. She was thinking about the fun they had. Margie was thinking about the children or kids of those days, how they were learning in those schools and what the fun they were having. That's why the title is also telling us what the fun they had, as the Margie was also having this question, what kind of fun they had in their school, as nowadays you all are missing your fun which you had in your school, which you were enjoying in their school, but not possible nowadays due to lockdown, due to your safety. But the study will never stop, and we are here to teach you and to make you to learn the things better. Now that is the story. We will discuss in next video the question answer of this chapter. Thank you.